for the next couple of games. A plethora of donations here, a lot of them ending in $3.50, including $3.50 from Anonymous, a care box, $33.50 from Brainster, thank you, $103.50 from Cool to Be a Boy, $23.50 from Femry, and Emp Rip Old Name send in $53.50. All of them commenting something along the lines of, yeah, whatever, except for $3.50 from Yeti Glenn, who says, hey all, Yeti Glenn here, we love Boshi, so sign us up for the $30 per death for the Boshi run, not from shirts, just from the Yeti coffers. Thanks for clearing that up, Glenn. And speaking of, I have a donation in the amount of $2,520 from Yeti Glenn. He says, thanks Witwix for an amazing Boshi run. All those deaths will go to a great cause. Put my death money toward 100% Link to the Past. Awesome. Okay. Also seeing a lot of donations seem to be aligned with Witwix's deaths. I've got $80 from Jade102. $1 per death. Love what you guys do. $80 from the ukulele guy. I told Witwix I would donate $1 per death. Rip my wallet, but at least it's going to a good cause. Shoutouts to all the runners and everyone who donated. I also have $160.80 from Anonymous and $160 on the nose from MC Dent.
Slack, do you want both your earphones on?
Yeah, in a bit.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, this is the Binding of Isaac. Woo! You can clap for that. You don't have to.
So the character he's playing is Azazel. This character starts with a small, short-range brimstone shot that repeatedly hits enemies for very high damage, but it's only very short range. Currently, he's resetting quickly to look for a good first item to make the run a lot stronger here.
And because everyone in chat is going to ask you, hold R to reset that fast.
There you go.
Nah. I don't know. That would have killed him, probably, right?
Yes, that would have killed him. So
is
yeah,
primary going to be looking for damage?
Yeah. Tier rate isn't a big deal on Azazel. It helps me charge up the brimstone a little bit faster, but...
Ooh. Abaddon.
So that's a
good.
good start. That's that replaces all of his hearts with 6 black hearts there. So he actually increased his starting health relevantly, and it also was a very solid damage up for him.
Yeah, that's a 1.5 damage up and the fear shot, and it gives you 6 sin hearts, but if you have any red hearts, it eats every single red heart.
Yep.
And some speed.
Nice.
And a little bit of range.
The range has very little effect on Azazel, but it does increase the range of that brimstone shot ever so slightly.
It's the ideal beginning. Some good speed, damage, everything you want for a speed run, except for a few other things. Maybe some mapping would be also good to find later down the road, so he knows where he's going. As you could tell, he doesn't know where he's going in this run.
So he's playing on hard mode right now, so that adds a few things to the game that, well, make it more difficult. It reduces heart spawns, which aren't a terribly big deal for this character, but it also makes the rooms or the levels longer. They have more rooms, and increases how hard some of the enemies are as well.
It reduces key drops and other pickup drops, doesn't it? So.
Not anymore, but yeah. So that was another small range up. He actually is having a slight effect there. It's helpful, but it's very minor. He would certainly rather be finding things like damage increases.
So you'll see that he just got rid of that half sin heart that was left. When that happens, all the enemies in the room will take a Necronomicon effect and take damage. So the rest of those enemies were killed when he got hit there.
Yep. So that's the effect of those black hearts there.
And that key, spent it on the shop. There are a lot of things in the shop. That's where, like, compass, map, and soul hearts. There was that champion's belt. If you had enough money, you would have gotten that. That was another damage up. And he hasn't taken any red heart damage on the second floor, so he will get a devil deal. Wants to get that HP up so he can convert it when he gets in here. Gets a Krampus.
So you got a bit unlucky here. As far as we know, it's a 10%
Only
chance.
kind of. No, because I got a devil deal on the first floor. So
right,
it was a 33% chance
Yeah.
there. So I'm already locked into devil deals. We won't be seeing God rooms on this run, which is nice. A lot of the big damage potential you're going to see on a run is going to come out of your devil deals. And God rooms, there are a couple nice things you can get in there.
Very, very good pickup. So that's a damage multiplier there. So that gives him 50% extra damage on top of what he already had, in addition to a 0.5 damage up there. So it's he's in very good shape damage-wise at this point.
So it also helps out the damage ups he'll get in the future because it multiplies all of his damage ups.
By this point, he's pretty much good for the run. But
Probably for the rest of the run, yeah.
Yep.
basically health he's looking for and not taking damage. Krampus's head will actually help a lot with this. He can use it for a lot of room clear.
Exactly. Yeah, the other item he picked
pretty
up
good.
there was Krampus's head from the boss, which would have done kind of a brimstone shot
For the kids.
that was super powered, but instead he swapped it out for an item called the Book of Shadows here. That'll give him temporary invulnerability for, I believe it's 10 seconds when he uses it. So that increases his survivability in some of the tougher fights later on significantly.
You can explain the curse on this floor that he just got teleported around. It's the curse of the maze, one of the many curses that you can get on each floor. When you go through a door, you have a random chance to be teleported to another room on the floor.
Another devil deal. Ooh.
What to get? Dark matter. That's a
I've already
damage
got a
up.
fear shot, so the fear effect that I'm getting from that, it's actually very annoying a lot of the time because it causes enemies to run around erratically, which can make it really difficult to judge where they're going to be, so you're very likely to take damage. But I've already got that effect from Abaddon. So taking that right there just gives me a +1 damage and helps get rid of my red heart, which is going to be really good later on once I pick up the Polaroid, which is a required item to get to the chest.
This is all happening really fast, and maybe it's hard to follow, but this game is extremely different every single time you play it. Every item, there's so many items, so many pickups, cards, trinkets. It's hard to explain everything in the small amount of time that we have, but hopefully you can follow along.
Yeah, for anyone unfamiliar with the game, basic concept is kind of like you have individual little Zelda-esque rooms where you're kind of just fighting enemies in a single room, moving on to the next. And all of these room layouts are randomly generated, so you have different layouts of rooms every time you play, different items you get in different orders, things like that.
Everything's randomized from if that poop would have dropped anything to the type of enemy around the poop or the enemies in that room, if they're champions or not, the room layout, what rooms it's connected to, everything. Gets another key. That Pertho rune's going to be really good because he's going to the chest in this run. That's the ending he's going for is get the Polaroid and defeat the blue baby. And when you go to the chest, there's 4 items at the end. Hopefully he can hold that Pertho until the end, or maybe even a 3-item devil deal room. And he might want to swap it there.
Specifically what that Perthro rune does there, it's a one-time use item that will re-roll items in the current room he's in. So same effect as the D6 for people familiar with the game.
So if he sees like an item on the ground that he doesn't like, he uses that Perthro rune, changes it to something else. See, that's why you want mapping. You go the wrong way, and you just don't know. But he's checked 2 shops at least already. And
You could even use that Perthro on a shop to give him a better chance for mapping, which he might do. He doesn't really need anything
If he has
out
enough
of
money
the
to
chest.
buy. Yeah.
Generally speaking, the shop pool is so large in Rebirth that it's really not worth it to use your rerolls on the shops.
what you saw at AGDQ was the last one with Wrath of the Lamb God DLC from the original Flash Binding of Isaac, and the binding that shop pool is a lot smaller.
So the item he just opted to not pick up in the item room there is the D4, which re-rolls
Every
your
item.
entire build.
And he's
So-
got a pretty good build, so might as well stick with it.
All those good damage ups he already got would turn into something else.
It's pretty fun for the random aspect. You might as well do it for the run.
Run's going pretty smoothly so far. Nothing too wrong happening. Black Candle's pretty good. He's going to blow up this donation machine, which in previous runs that you play in this game or casual playthroughs, you can use the money that you have and jam it in there and use it for later. And so you can explode it and pick up money.
The Black Candle specifically will get rid of all curses that he can get, like that curse in the maze on the previous floor, previous 2 floors that would throw him into a random room after walking into a new one. He can get rid of Curse of the Blind, which makes it so that he can't tell what those items are.
And it also increases his chance of getting a devil deal, which he just got right there.
Got some money from the pageant boy, and the devil deal item to get rid of his red heart. He got the guppy's tail, which also is pretty useful for higher chest drops, and he's got a good key count. That's the second piece of Guppy.
Wow.
Guppy's collar.
So when he, if he manages to find a third piece of Guppy, he, what they say, transforms into Guppy. So that gives you flying, which this character already has, but it also means every time you hit an enemy, it will spawn a fly, and each fly that is spawned does 2 times your damage. So it effectively triples his damage if he gets there.
And he hasn't even gotten the most common piece of Guppy yet, so the chances are really high. Guppy's head is the most common. You can also get it from the gold chest pool. Want to go on off?
I don't know why. Yeah, someone like
Gotta go
changed that earlier. I don't know why. It was not supposed to have the pop-ups now. Whatever.
It's all right. They just wanted to say hi.
Hi, everybody. Shout out to Steam pop-ups. Yeah, these shops have been really, really bad.
At least you're good on
So
health.
no mapping, but he's got really solid damage. So
Yeah, he can clear rooms really quick, where he can explore fast enough to be able to effectively not really need the mapping.
So that was the mom's foot fight. Now he's grabbing the Polaroid item that will allow him to access the chest. So later in the game, there's kind of a fork between what's called the dark room and the chest, and you can go in either direction there. The Polaroid lets you go to the chest. It also means that whenever he takes damage, if he has half a red heart or less, he has no red hearts currently, then he gets an invulnerability shield for a few seconds.
Even though he wants to save up his keys for that chest, these random red spawning chests, random spawning red chests can also be useful in case he gets that Guppy's head. But you never know. Everyone has a different strategy in this game. See, sometimes it pays out. You get a key back.
And one thing he saw a few rooms ago, it was an awkward room to clear quickly, so he used a bomb to just destroy the door and get back out of the room rapidly.
Speaking of,
You'll see that again right now.
and it was a dead end.
Yeah, generally you want to save your bombs for these 2x2 rooms, because they can take forever.
So you can clear this safely, it just takes time.
Book of Shadows is useful, also the Polaroid effect.
This is frustrating. Where do we go?
Bombs are really helpful for the Cathedral mostly. When you're on the chest floor, you can't bomb through rooms, but Cathedral can also have some boss rooms that will save time. But as Azazel, it's a lot easier to kill one large health enemy than multiple enemies. So the chest shouldn't be too bad. With flying, this boss is pretty easy.
Alright, small bit of extra range and damage there.
See if that one turns it off, maybe?
Yeah, you had to restart if you wanted to go offline.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it didn't work earlier. I thought I'd had
Yeah.
the game off already.
Looks like it's working.
There, finally.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. All right, so we're actually getting really close to the end of the run. We're making amazing time right now thanks to those damage ups we got early on. After this floor, there's only 2 floors left. One of those floors, we can't actually bomb through the rooms. So if I find any mapping, like a consumable mapping, I'm going to use it then.
Like a world card, sun card, maybe even like a Liberty Cap for that compass effect, random in each room. There's a lot of things you could still get from mapping that aren't from shops.
This is the Mom's Heart fight, and where some of the fights really start looking like a bit of a bullet hell game or whatever, like a shoot 'em up sort of game. But
When you have that Polaroid effect and no red hearts, you'll always be in that, invulnerability mode for a few seconds, or invincibility mode, and it's very good. Sometimes you might even intentionally take damage.
All right, here. Since I'm already making really good time, I'm actually going to take the time to restart Steam, I guess. So 1 second while this happens. I don't know why the pop-ups came back.
We had an anonymous donation of $3,000. They may have been referring to Boshies still, but there are spiders in this game too. They said spiders are fun. Thanks GDQ crew and all speedrunners for keeping up this beautiful work.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
3rd time's the charm. Key.
All right, so now I've got 4 keys, which at the very beginning of the chest floor, there are 4 gold chests that are all guaranteed to have items in it. And since I've got these tail, I'm going to go ahead and grab an extra one because there's probably going to be more than just those 4 chests.
And every chest on the floor called the chest is going to have an item in it. Yep. Even brown chests, so it's pretty common.
you'll notice, obviously, the rooms are getting a lot harder. Some things that were bosses at previous floors are now just regular enemies in the individual levels here.
Uh-oh. I want to go back for that.
Oh, I will.
I don't know. Put your minds on. There's some big mistakes sometimes. Sometimes people will go into the chest with the, what's that item?
Left hand.
Left hand.
Yeah.
And they'll turn all the gold chests into red chests, and that's something we've all made on mistake. So it's good to sometimes help runners out. Like if you watch a stream, say like you missed a tinted rock every now and then, or helping them out. It's having like a coach in this game is like really useful.
Indeed.
You'll actually notice that it was really subtle, but when he went into that curse room, flying makes it so that when you enter it, you won't take damage. Mm-hmm. But with the Book of Shadows, he uses invincibility, like just to be able to not take damage when he leaves, because no matter what, you will always take damage there, unless you have some sort of invincibility.
Maybe that tick would be good.
I like the wiggle worm. Look at my beam. It's all over the place.
Doing it for the kids.
So this is one of the last boss fights of the game. It's really hard.
Yeah. You can go up into those corners and
especially when you
beams
cheap
of
shots
light.
like that.
All right, let's see what he gets. He's got Pertho, so anything he doesn't like.
Definitely a fight that's a lot more intimidating at first, or if you have a weaker build.
Very straightforward.
Baru, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm not doing cursed eye strats.
Okay.
The Cursed Eye is an item that will randomly teleport you if you take damage while it's charging up.
Yeah, so you'll see that he's going to get a lot of these big rooms and boss rooms, and he has to endure it all. He has to clear every single room to be able to get to the blue baby.
Oh, those rooms are satisfying.
Feels so good to clear that out.
Oh, that's an item back there. It's got plenty of keys.
I don't even think I'm going to go back for it. I really don't need anything else to finish this run out. I just need to not take damage in every single room now.
In before dead end.
I feel like one of these two routes here is going to be the right direction. Yeah.
Feeling
it should
good.
be up here. But then again, every time I say that, it's a dead end in the next room.
Generally
so.
speaking,
There we go.
boss
All
fight
right.
will be like the farthest route from your starting location that is possible on the map.
There are some things that happen strangely with Curse of the Labyrinth, which is an XL floor. and a couple things like that. But this is the last fight. We honestly blew through the game. We got an amazing build, tons of damage up, which just let us destroy everything. Azazel's Brimstone hits 13 times. He's got the highest damage multiplier base of any of the characters in the game.
You control the timer.
That's it. Yeah,
50% multiplier there.
done.
1804, I think.
Dang.
Not bad,
bad at all.
especially with having
Yeah.
to restart the game.
Getting
so,
out of the game
Yeah,
3 times.
yeah. These are the credits. I'll let them roll. It kind of explains the story of the game. The story of the game is, at first, when you first play it, it says that Isaac's mother's trying to kill him because God told her to. And after that, you start to find out more. It seems a lot like the idea there is that it's make-believe. It's all in Isaac's head because he really hates himself. It seems to imply that he did something wrong, and he upset his mom, and his family split up and all this stuff. And then the Polaroids kind of hint at what's going on there. And that's why you have to have the Polaroid to get into the chest. The story is all very wishy-washy, and Edmund refuses to tell everybody the details of it. But that's it for the normal Isaac run.
Edmund
what's
has
gonna
a
happen
beautiful
now?
mind.
Do you want to read some donations real quick while I get this set up?
Absolutely, that'd be fine.